What is up, guys? Anthony here, and welcome to my live reaction for chapter 1056 and 1057 for Detective Conan. So this is going to be in two parts, guys. This video is going to be the live reaction to the chapters, right? In my next video, which will be going up, which should be up right now, this one is as well, that's going to be my review, analysis, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, let's get into this. Alright guys, so our first chapter, which I believe this came out last week? No, 2 weeks ago. Came out on the 22nd, so I'm about 2 weeks behind, which is kind of crazy. Which is very rare for me when it comes to Detective Conan, because I tend to be pretty much on point with Detective Conan. But anyway, this is file 1056, a locked room murder in the attic. So, so basically we got we got the actress Yuki Ono, yeah. She's basically telling Detective Mori and Conan and everything what happened at this mansion that they were looking at for a movie. So let's find out. And there was a murder, all that kind of stuff. So now we're trying to figure out what it is, and we know that Mori is currently stuck in the toilet because he has no paper towel. No toilet paper. But anyway, let's get into this chapter. Case Part 2, a locked room murder in the attic. In the villa with the past. So we got our victim there, we got Conan. Meanwhile, Kogoro is facing trouble in the toilet. I see, so it's Yoko Ono. Yoko Ono makes an appearance after a long time, bringing along a strange mystery. Oh, and that's it. The sushi chef turned up. Yono-san, the idol, went location scouting and ended up spending the night at the villa owned by the producer's acquaintance. When she was trying to catch a wink around midnight, she heard some groaning followed by a right loud set of footsteps out in the hallway. She checked it out and found drops of blood on the floor, which she followed around the corner to find no one there. The blood trail ended abruptly there. Not but the bathroom door in sight. Okay, so it was only the bathroom door in sight. That's it. Of course, there was no one inside the bathroom, and according to the others who gathered to where she was, the eldest Nukiyasu-san was nowhere to be found. So they split up to look for him. So that's coming from the sushi chef. The morning of the fourth day of the search, the brother remembered that when they were children, they used to play together in the attic, so maybe his brother was there. And the thing that I found interesting in the previous chapter was, why did it take the younger brother 4 days to remember that? That would be like the first, we used to play in the attic, he might be up there. That would be like one of the first places I would go look. So that seemed really suspicious to me. However, the ladder to the attic was locked from the inside, so they couldn't pull it down. They ended up calling the police to break in into the attic through the window, where they found the eldest corpse with a crossbow bolt lodged in his back. It was declared a locked room murder. That's the summary of the case, more or less, isn't it? Yes, so that's come from the sushi chef. He's basically got the whole gist of it. Well, although we say it's a locked room murder, judging from the trails of blood and the sound of footsteps, it's clear that he was shot by the Bogart and ran away to the attic. Meaning that we got to figure out why he locked himself in the attic instead of calling for help. Okay. Moreover, while everyone was about to look for him, soon after he went missing, why didn't he call the police or call for help, but instead sent this strange picture to his brother's phone? These are the mysteries we need to solve. Alright, so we've got the cards, which we believe is a cipher. Alright? I'm sorry, but you are... Apologies. My name's Wakita. I work next door at Edogawa Sushi. Last time Master Kudo called our restaurant, he said that he might order 2 deluxe sets for lunch today. So to set aside some quality ingredients on his behalf. I see. If Yoko-chan got hungry, he was planning to eat sushi alone with her. Okay, so the guy's like, yay, he just wanted to have a date with her. Alright. I waited and waited, but he didn't call back. So I got a tad impatient and thought I'd drop it off myself. But don't worry about the bill. I'll have it knocked off my salary. Okay, so he's basically giving it for free. He said, yeah, I'll take it off my salary. That's kind of nice. By the way, where is Master Kogoro? He went to the toilet just now. And why don't we start eating the sushi in the meantime? Yeah, I love sushi. It's like, oh yeah. So this is going to be an absolute ass. He's been an absolute dick to Morty. Oh, it looks delicious. I had another serving on the house. I'll go make some tea. So it looks like Wakita is putting everything out. Meanwhile, Kogoro. Must have been that butter sandwich. It tasted a bit off, after all. But is it just my imagination, or has it gotten quite lively out there in the office? So he can't really hear what's going on. So tasty! You can tell it's a deluxe set, especially the medium fatty tuna. Its marbling is exquisite. It's called Big Eye Tuna. It's peak season now. Alright? Master sure is taking his time. Instead of waiting for him, let's just ask for the details of the case now. Okay. Then, do you have any photos of the people who stayed at the villa with you? I need a look-see to get it through my noggin. Ah, same. Wait, I think I took a group photo. Ah, found it. Alright, so she's got a group photo of everybody. This is the photo I took of everyone at the villa. I'm not in it since I took the picture. Okay, so we've got everyone there. Who's who? The one on the left with the crutch is Hijima Wana, Nichuri TV producer. The one in the middle is the husband of Heijima-san's older sister, the recently departed Baba Nukuyasu-san. Okay, I'm probably butchering that name. I'm sorry, guys. The tall man on the right with one arm and a sling is Nukuya-san's younger brother, Baba Fugo-san. And the woman in the wheelchair is Fugo-san's wife, Baba Hime-san. Okay? Aside from the victim, everyone else was injured in somewhere. True. It's a funny coincidence, I guess. Hey, on the playing card picture that Nukiyasu-san sent to his brother, there's several duplicate cards, right? Did he explain why? Yes. During their childhood, the brothers would often spend the summer at the villa. They frequently hide away from their parents' watchful eyes to play cards. When it was time to leave, they wouldn't pack the cards, instead stowing them away in the attic. When they visit the villa again, as a precaution, they would buy a new set of playing cards. So they had about 5 or 6 sets of playing cards in the attic. Okay? But what was he trying to say by arranging the cards that way? He must have been put through the ringer doing that with a crossbow bolt lodged in his back. Speaking of playing cards, the victim, Nukiyasu-san, had an odd nickname for his brother. Huh? Odd? How? He called him Ace. What happened to your left arm, Ace? He got injured playing sandlot baseball. Okay. Huh. Alright, so I think Ace is something that we got to remember. Huh. So he was a pitcher then. I thought so too, but when I asked, I was laughed at. I had a big build when I was a kid, so they often made me play catcher. The only position I've never played is pitcher. That's what he said. Seemed like that should give us a big leg up figuring out the cards, but I haven't the foggiest. Okay? How about the wife who disappeared? What kind of person was she? Hijima-san's sister. I never met her, but when I told Heijima-san that I tried to talk to Mori-san about the incident, he sent me a photo. Okay. Hijima-san's sister is the one on the far left with the sunglasses. Baba Hoka-san. She went missing 2 years ago in the summer. She was supposed to come to the villa with her husband for the summer, but Nukiyasu-san had urgent business to attend to. So she went ahead to the villa by herself. And when Nukiyasu-san and Fugo-san and his wife arrived later, she was nowhere to be found. They called in the police, who couldn't find her either. Okay, so we got a missing person as well. Was she always wearing sunglasses? Yes, Hijima-san mentioned that. Before her disappearance, she was pretty obese and often wore them. Obsessed, and wore them often. But Fugo-san and his wife said they never saw her wear them though. Back when they were at university. Okay. Back at university, does that mean? Yes, I was told that not only had the three of them been at the same university, but they actually attended the same school since back in elementary. Also, Fugo-san's first love was Hoka-san, and she and Himi-san were best friends. I see. That means if, say, Nukiyasu-san was to blame for Hoka-san's disappearance, then all three of them would have had a motive to off him. Okay. Anything else catch your eye besides? Well, suppose the pine trees surrounding the villa come to mind. What was up with them? Hijima-san mentioned that when he arrived at the villa, when he visited 3 years ago, there were 17 trees, but this time there were only 16. When we asked Nukiyasu-san, he said he had taken the missing tree back to his home in Tokyo because it looked nice. Okay, why would you take a giant pine tree to Tokyo? That's just weird. But for him to remember how many pine trees there were, that's really impressive. He has an amazing memory. He can easily recall the birth dates of the television staff and entertainers after only hearing them once. Ah, that reminds me. When we were talking about the pine trees, Fugo-san said, "You're the real ace, you know," to Hijima-san. What the bloody hell did he mean by that? I wanted to ask him about that after, but then the case occurred and it really wasn't the time. Okay. I'm just asking to be on the safe side, but the ladder to the attic wasn't located behind that corner where the blood trail stopped, right? No. The ladder to the attic was tucked away in the ceiling a little further down the hall. When you were searching, you called Nukiyasu-san's smartphone, right? Yes, Fugo-san did. Although he used his wife's smartphone because his was running low. Everyone really took the search seriously, you know. Not only Hijima-san, who paired up with me to search, but also Fugo-san and his wife called out while searching. So everyone's kind of thinking, this won't do. There's no way this can end well. No matter if I call or message Ran, Yoko-chan might find out that I'm in need of toilet paper. Now that things have come to this, my only option is to rely on that slightly sharp, insolent, four-eyed brat. It's like, huh? So he said, a message from Kudo? It's like, okay. What's wrong, Conan-kun? This message was sent to me by Uncle Kudo just now. Looks like a code. Isn't Mori-san in the toilet right now? Somehow these look like mahjong tiles to me. Huh? Rajan, you can play mahjong? I got into it for a while. Mahjong? I see. So that's how it is. But why did he go out of his way to write it in a cipher when he could just call out? I see how it is. But wait a minute. Isn't this situation... Mahjong. Okay, alright. We're going to look at mahjong and that's going to help us solve stuff. Having shut yourself in, not daring to come out. Having no choice but to send a coded message. The reason for that. And the meaning of the messages are... I see, that's it. That's why Nukiyasu-san sent this photo of the playing cards rather than calling or sending a message. He never imagined that the cipher would be used against him to nail him dead in the attic. 2 locked rooms and 2 ciphers to go with them. Next issue, the resolution. Ooh, alright. So, well, it looks like we're going to have to use the Mahjong. Mahjong is a game. It's a tile game. Chinese. I believe it's a Chinese game. Not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, I think that's the way to solve it. So, but anyway, guys, that is 1,056. We're going to jump straight into the resolution, which is 1,057. But I want to do it like a review and kind of try to figure it out. But at the same time, I kind of want to just get straight into the chapter. Alright, so, case resolution, chapter 1057, the reason for the cipher. Alright, the truth lies buried deep. The victim secluded himself in a locked room until his death. Although he had a phone, he sent a picture rather than calling for help. Okay, could it be that he killed his sister, or he knows what happened to his sister and he was trying to say, this is what happened? What? You solved a playing card cipher? Really, Conan? Yeah. Uncle Kokodo sent me a message just now from the bathroom. The cipher of numbers and kanji gave me a hint. Did you solve the cipher as well? The code is easy enough that even a child can solve it with a bit of effort. But why would he send you such a code, Konan? Uncle Kokodo must have a request that he doesn't want you to know about since he's such a big fan of yours. Okay? That's right. Just like when Nukiyasu-san, who locked himself in the attic after being shot in the back of a crossbow, sent his brother a playing card cipher. Okay? Uh-huh. So you do know how to decode that cipher. For each card, excuse me, just have to take the suit of the card and spell it out in English. Then if you count the letters according to the number on each card and put those letters together, you'll get it. So since the first card on the left, on the top left, is an ace of hearts, for taking the first letter of the word heart, we get a H. The second card is a 2 of hearts, so it's an E. The third are 2 of clubs, which means we get an L. Okay. Wait a second. Oh yeah. Konan sure is good at English. Yes, surprising, isn't it? Finally, the 2 of spades, which gives us a P. So if we take the letters from the first 4 cards on the top left and combine them, we get help. Alright, so we got help. Alright. Amazing. Konan, you're a real genius. You'll surpass my dad in no time. Hey, that's not a stretch. Crap. But I don't remember how to spell diamond, so I can't read anything after that. Oh, it's spelled D-I-A-M-O-N-D. He's still a kid after all. Anyway, if you try to read the second group of cards that way, with the 3 of spades, 5 of hearts, 5 of hearts, 2 of diamonds, and ace of clubs, it's attic. What does that spell? A-T-T-I-C. Beats me. I know attack would mean to assault someone, but it's attic. The room that's just below the roof. Obviously, come on, Ran, you can't really be that stupid. I see, so help and attic are both English words. Then, the next sets, the 6 and 2 of diamonds, and the 2 of diamonds, 4 of hearts, and 3 of clubs, make N-I and I-R-U. Switching back to Japanese, Niiru would mean I'm in. Together they make attic Niiru. So the first line means I'm in the attic, please come help me. Well, since he was limited to 16 letters, he inevitably had to mix English and Japanese. I see. Okay. On the other hand, the cards in the bottom all seem to be Romanized Japanese. In that case, ha and ni and ha he. Okay. The culprit is him. Ooh, alright, so he even told us who the culprit is. Alright. Was Himi. Okay, Himi was Fugo-san's wife, right? But she was in a wheelchair. You can still shoot a crossbow in a wheelchair, you know. Plus, if she put the crossbow in her lap and covered it with a blanket or something, she could approach her victim without arousing suspicion. In short, the cipher means, bro, your wife is the culprit, I'm in the attic, so get up here and save me without her noticing. Okay? Alright, so that explains why he went to the attic. Because she wouldn't be able to get into the attic. Alright. Still, like, I don't know, it still seems a little bit off. What probably happened was Himi-san called Nukiyasu-san to the hallway at midnight and thrust the crossbow at him. Surprised by Nukiyasu-san, tried to run away, but she shot a bolt into his back as he was fleeing. However, he survived the shot and was able to get away. She gave chase in her wheelchair, but she realized that Yoko-san, who had come across Nukiyasu-san's blood and was following the trail, was coming her way. To prevent Yoko-san from following the trail any further, Himi-san dropped the blanket below the wheelchair, which is footrest, okay, and while continuing to pursue Nukiyasu-san, she pressed on the blanket with her foot and mopped up the blood on the hallway floor. So that's why the blood trail stopped abruptly when I turned around the corner. Yeah, so that you wouldn't get in the way of her killing Nukiyasu-san. Well, doing that took some time, which allowed Nukiyasu-san to escape to the attic. Then Himi-san, having lost him, nonchalantly joined everyone as they gathered around Yoko-san in front of the bathroom. But Himi-san desperately searched for him afterwards. She was shouting loudly and everything. To think that it was all an act. She wasn't searching for him. In fact, she was intimidating him. She was telling him, come down if you dare. I'll kill you on the spot with my crossbow. Okay? No way. And Himi-san knew that Nukiyasu-san was hiding in the attic. Hey. Nukiyasu-san's trail of blood vanished abruptly under the attic ladder. It wasn't a huge leap to make. He really should have just called his brother instead of sending that playing card cipher. That's right. He could have just said, your wife shot me. Detain her. Himi-san still had the crossbow in her lap. If he'd said the wrong thing, his brother might have gotten killed. Savvy. That's true. So that's why he wanted to use a code to tell him discreetly. Then if Fugo-san had solved the code in time, he might have been saved. No. He knew all along, but deliberately played dumb. Ooh! Alright, so it looks like the husband and wife are in on this together. Hey now, what's going? I sent him a cipher saying I need toilet paper. Why hasn't he replied? Could it be that the mahjong cipher was too difficult for that brat? No, a while ago he discarded a tile like a pro while sitting on my lap. There's no way he wouldn't understand. Plus, I can freaking hear that Arohara sushi guy Wakita's voice. If he finds out about the situation, that's my master, alright. His toilet paper usage is as quick as his wit. He's like, I can't let that happen. So he's like, nope, not happening. He knew all along, but deliberately played dumb? Why is that? Don't tell me. It was because he was trying to cover for himself? Yeah. But you're just speculating. Didn't Nukiyasu-san call his brother Ace? Right? Ace is the first card. If you take the first letter of spade, heart, club, and diamond, you should get SHCD. Rearranging them, you get SDHC, a type of memory card with a greater capacity than SD cards. Okay? That's why he called his brother Ace, since they were children. He has a large build reminiscent of the large capacity cards. I see. I'm amazed that you know about things like SDHC cards. I heard it from Shinichi Nichan. Shinichi again teaching kids such tricky things. Everyone's like, really? Not quite. But if his brother didn't understand why he had been given that nickname, I think he understood it just fine because he said that to the producer who has a good memory, you're the real ace. I see, so that's how it is. Well, Fugo-san even said that his phone was out of battery. He purposely used his wife's phone to call his brother, rather than his own. Okay? Why her phone? Well, what would you do if you got a call from someone who was trying to knock you off? I wouldn't pick up, and if you were hiding, I'd turn the power off, obviously, to silence the ringtone. Ah! Exactly, that makes so much more sense now. But the question is, why were they both in on it? Why did they do this? That's right. By doing so, Fugo-san left him unable to even turn on his phone. Alone in the attic, cut off from the outside world, he died waiting for the help from his brother that would never come. But to go so far as to let his brother die just to protect himself, he thinks Fugo-san may have had some kind of grudge against him. Okay? My hunch is that Hoga-san, who was both Yukiyasu's wife and Fugo-san's first love, now lies buried somewhere on the villa grounds. What? When I saw Hoga-san's photo just now, I noticed that while the others were wearing light summer clothes, only Hoga-san was wearing long sleeves and sunglasses to boot. Okay? If Hoga-san had started wearing sunglasses 2 to 3 years before her disappearance, we can surmise that she became a victim of domestic violence starting around that time. Domestic violence? Then the long sleeves and the sunglasses were to hide the marks from her husband's abuse. Alright? The narrative that Hoka-san went ahead to the villa 2 years ago because Nukiyasu-san had urgent business to attend to, it's a bunch of baloney. I'd wager the truth is that the domestic violence had escalated to the point he killed his wife at the villa. And he hid the corpse somewhere there after arriving at the villa with his brother and sister-in-law. He kicked up a fuss that his wife had disappeared. The fact that he moved one of the pine trees by the villa to his own home 3 years ago is also suspicious. Why is that? When you move a tree, you'll end up with a deep hole, since you need to get all the roots. If he asked the construction workers to pause the work and not fill the hole just yet because he wanted to plant a new tree there, he could bury his wife at the bottom of the pit, then have the contractors fill it in by saying that he changed his mind. This would hide the body a proper 6 feet under where no one would be able to find it. True. So it looks like it was a revenge thing. Alright? I think the culprit Himi-san suspected that Nukiyasu-san had killed his wife and interrogated him, crossbow in hand. Where is my best friend's body? You killed her, didn't you? I see. So that's why Nukiyasu-san didn't call the police. Yeah. Himi-san would be arrested if he called the police, but if she said something along the lines of 2 years ago, the missing wife was killed by the husband here in the villa, there was a possibility that they'd dig around the villa and find the wife's body. To sum up, Nukiyasu-san sent his brother the playing card cipher in the hopes of being able to somehow escape from there and run somewhere far away. Well, although I've blabbered on for a while, this is merely what the boy and I deduced. We've got no proof whatsoever. If you tell the police to dig where the tree used to be and find Hoka-san's body there, maybe Himi-san will confess to her crime. Yes. Okay, I'll talk it over with Hijima-san first. Then we'll go to the police. Thank you so much. So it looks like they've solved, so it's like the brother and the wife are the ones behind it. We solved the case without Dad. Okita-san, you're an amazing detective. Well, I can't hold a candle to master. Anyway, what's Dad's cipher all about? As you said, it's based on Mahjong. The top row is called 13 orphans, and the one tile short, and it's one tile short in winning hand. The bottom row, which is also one tile short of a winning hand, is called 9 gates. Okay. In order to complete 13 orphans, you'll need the north tile, also known as peg. For the 9 gates, you'll need any type of tile with 8 on it. In other words, a pa tile. Together they make P and pa, needed. Toilet paper needed. I see. Dad would be embarrassed if Yogosha knew that he was out of toilet paper, so he wrote a coded message. Well, although he said that even a kid could solve it easily, to me it looked impossible to solve without a sharp wit. Really? Well, if something that should have been there were missing, it would certainly catch your attention. Like, say, a shogi piece? Whoa. This just got intent. I see. Wouldn't that interest you? Nah, not at all. Amuro-san, you're looking at that photo again. Is that your girlfriend? No. Excuse me. The orders are piling up. Let's get back to work. Yes. Dude, he's got a picture of Wakasa Sensei. Wait. What about Kogoro? Next time, Zero's tea time is back. Woo-hoo! Alright, so we got the conclusion to the case, which is pretty cool. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, smash that thumbs up. It will be greatly appreciated. I'll see you in the next video where I will go over my review for these 2 chapters. But anyway, guys, that is all for me. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.